Welcome to Section 7, Frequently Asked Questions. We are using the same textbook as last semester. Can I opt out? As mentioned in Section 5, it will depend on how your professor sets up the class. If the course is only using the digital textbook and no other courseware, it is possibly okay to opt out of FDA for that class. If the class is using the actual courseware, which would commonly include another copy of the book, you still need to remain opted in because the courseware is also used to assign and submit your homework. Remember that textbooks are commonly included with courseware, and there is no refunds on the textbook itself if you already have it. It is simply a package deal. You can also check to see if your course in question is set up as a semester pay or if it's a continuation. For detailed information about continuations, please refer to Section 6, Semester Pay versus Continuations. Before opting out, make sure to verify with your professor that it is okay to do so, and take note of how long the copy of your book is available to you. Is it a perpetual book that you can keep forever, or is it only available to you for X amount of days? I am dropping the course. Do I opt out, and will I receive a refund? There is no need to opt out. If you are dropping a class before the university's add drop deadline, you will automatically be opted out and automatically receive a refund. If you drop the course after the add drop deadline or forgot to opt out and billing has already been completed, there may require documentation of withdrawal from the course in order to receive a refund. If a course is dropped after the deadline, come to the Rocker Shop and we can address refunds on a case-by-case basis. I accidentally opted out. Can I opt back in? Accidents happen. Yes, you can opt back in. Students can opt back into FDA before the university's add drop deadline. If you opt out after the add drop deadline, you will have to come to the Rocker Shop for any additional changes to be made. I found another copy of the book. Can I opt out? As mentioned in Section 5, it will depend on how your professor sets up the class. If the courseware is only using the digital textbook and no other courseware, it is probably okay to opt out of the FDA for that class. If the class is using the actual courseware, which would commonly include another copy of the book, you should still remain opted in because the courseware is also used to assign and submit your homework. Remember that textbooks are commonly included with courseware, and there is no refunds on the textbook itself if you already have it. You can also check to see if your course in question is set up as a semester pay or if it is a continuation. For detailed information about continuations, please refer to Section 6, Semester Pay versus Continuations. Before opting out, make sure to verify with your professor that it is okay to do so and take note of how long the copy of the book is available to you. Is it a perpetual book that you can keep forever, or is it only available to you for X amount of days? It is also important to make sure that the editions remain the same if you have acquired a different book. My professor doesn't use FDA for homework. Can I opt out? If you have a copy of the textbook needed for the course and you do not submit homework digitally, it is probably okay to opt out, but it is good practice to check with your professor first just to be sure the courseware will not be used later in the course. What does it mean to opt out? If you do not wish to participate in the first day access or you already have the course materials, you have until the university's add drop deadline to opt out of the program online. The opt-out procedure will be outlined in your emailed information. If you opt out by the deadline, access to online content will be turned off and you will receive a refund after the add drop deadline. How much does first day access cost? The price varies depending upon the course materials chosen by the instructor, but most first day access prices are lower than the cost to access the material directly through the publisher, an average of 50 to 70% off the cost of the printed text. I paid for the same textbook last semester. Why am I paying again? This could be for different reasons. Your textbook could be part of the courseware being used for the class. In this case, the textbook is commonly included with the courseware, and you would essentially just be receiving another digital copy of the book. If the class does not use the courseware, but instead is textbook only, you will still need to verify how long the term is for your digital textbook before opting out of the FDA materials. Another reason why you may be charged again is because most courses are pay per semester, so if the textbook in question is part of the courseware for your class, these materials will be charged out each semester. FDA charges are directly tied to the course, so you will see a charge each semester. All courses are charged at the beginning of the semester, and all opt-outs and qualifying continuations will receive a refund after the add drop date. For more information covering that topic, please refer to Section 6. Can I get a physical copy of my textbook? In some cases, it is possible to get a physical copy of a digital textbook. Not every course has a physical textbook available, as the publishers will not even print certain books. If your course uses a textbook that is available in print form, that textbook is only a supplemental tool for the course and does not necessarily mean that you can just opt out of the FDA program. Remember, FDA is not always just digital textbooks, but may also be courseware that can include the textbook as a package. Do I need an access code? How do I get one? If your instructor is using First Day Access, you are already enrolled, and in most cases, you will not need to acquire an access code as most courseware is codeless. There are a few exceptions, and you will be made aware if any additional access code is necessary. This information may also be provided in the instructor's syllabus. If you are being prompted to type in an access code, read the instructor's syllabus for details. Error screens while trying to access classes. If you encounter error screens while trying to access your digital content, stop into the Rocker Shop so that we can diagnose the problem and find a solution. Sometimes when the publishers issue updates, you may see these error screens or be denied access. First, try clearing your browser history and clear all cookies, as they may be blocking your access. Try logging back in straight through D2L if the course is accessible that way, with a fresh browser and no cookies. I didn't receive an email for FDA instructions. If you haven't received the email sent by the Rocker Shop regarding access instructions, we first would like you to check your spam folder and your deleted items. If you do not find it there, we can easily send you another email. If you registered for a class that is using FDA, it can take up to 1 business day for that course to become active. The information gets scrubbed nightly, so if you just signed up for the class, you may have to wait until tomorrow to gain access through D2L or any other interfaces. I can't find my class on D2L. There may be a few different reasons why your class is not showing up on D2L. Number 1, make sure that the interface for the class is in fact accessed through D2L. It can also be an extension and accessed through Wiley or Zybooks, for example. Number 2, if you recently added the course, it can take 1 business day to register and show up digitally. Number 3, it is possible that the professor has not yet activated the digital content. Number 4, try alternative web browsers. Google tends to be the best option. I didn't know I was signed up for FDA until after the add drop date. Can I still get a refund? Refunds issued after the add drop date will be determined on a case-by-case basis. Opt-outs must be completed by the Rocker Shop after the add drop date. Please stop into the store to discuss the issue. My professor isn't using FDA, but I was still charged. In some cases, we have seen a professor adopt the FDA platform but never actually use it during the course. In cases such as this, the Rocker Shop will communicate directly with the professor to make sure the program is not being used or will not be used, and the whole class would receive a refund. I could access my materials earlier, but now I can't. If you have lost access right after the add drop date, you will need to re-access your materials for the full FDA license, as the time frame prior to the add drop date is considered a trial period for digital materials. Sometimes the publishers update the software and it can cause some confusion. A common fix is to wipe your browser history and cookies so you can start fresh from D2L. Many times, these cookies create a digital roadblock, and once removed, you can gain access to your materials. If this fix does not work, please bring your laptop into the Rocker Shop and we can look further into the problem. I enrolled but do not have access to my materials. Please refer to frequently asked question, I cannot find my class on D2L. How long will my refund take? Refunds will be submitted after the add drop date. The refunds are imported to your account and can take a few business days for the refund to reflect on your SDE pay statement. Who do I contact for troubleshooting? If you need additional assistance, contact the Rocker Shop. If it is a question regarding something in the access code itself, first, try the online help desk of the publisher for your course's content. You may need to contact the publisher directly to address any issues you might have. If additional help is needed after trying the publisher, do come into the Rocker Shop.